I'm going to show you why this watch does not tick. The first thing I always check is the balance wheel to see if any of the staffs are broken. I typically do this with a toothpick. I move it back and forth, I don't feel wobble. I try to push it up and down, I don't feel any wobble. There are times I can get this to tick, but it's not a very strong tick. The balance wheel here is very delicate. Sometimes a microscope is the only way you can see these intricate parts. We'll take out the balance wheel so we can get a closer look. Typically held on by one screw. The balance wheel is very delicate. At the front of the balance wheel, there's an impulse jewel right here. We'll get a closer look at that. Here we can see it under the optics. This is a very small jewel right here. It's like a brownish color. If this is broken or damaged, that could cause a problem. We'll look at it on bigger optics. We'll also make sure it's well lit. Here we can see that impulse jewel's in pretty good shape. Here we are a bit closer to it. The impulse jewel looks good. The staffs or the shafts are looking good. The staff has like a little protrusion, like a little bit of a needle that comes up on both sides. And if that's broken off, that's a big problem. Here I'm a bit more focused on the staff. You can see it's in good shape. On the other side, there's another staff. We have to make sure it's not broken, and we have to look through the spring here. We'll need to look through the hairspring, and I can see that it's in good shape there too. There's a peek at that other staff. So they're both good. As we move the pallet forks back and forth, you can see the escapement moves in one direction. When you put the balance wheel on, you've got to make sure the impulse jewel connects right into the fork. So as it swings back and forth, it'll move the fork. When you're placing the balance wheel on, you've got to make sure that impulse jewel engages the fork. When you put the balance assembly on, you've got to make sure that you don't push too hard, because you saw how small those little staffs are. It'd be easy to break one, very easy. If I adjust it just right, everything ticks, but it's not a strong tick. From this angle, I can see exactly where the problem is. It doesn't take much to stop it from ticking. Here under the microscope, you can see the hairspring is broken. It's a little hard to see it without the optics, but the break is right here. The spring is attached to the adjuster, but it's not connected solidly on this end. That's how we're able to get it to tick, but it's very weak. It's weak and inconsistent because there is some hold onto the spring so it can function, but not enough to make it solid. Using a loop like this is very helpful, but having bigger optics like this absolutely helps.